Do you have a lot of questions about your sleep, your insomnia, and you find it difficult to find the answer? If so, I have something really special for you. In this episode, we're going to look at one question that will actually answer virtually all your questions about insomnia in a way that I hope will be massively simpler than the confusing path that this can often be. So I'm really excited about sharing this with you. I hope it'll be really, really helpful. And before we jump into today's teaching about the mirror method, just a quick shout out, a big thanks to Edward W., who wrote the latest review of Set It and Forget It. Oh, there it is, Set It and Forget It on Amazon. And Edward, shared it in the comment section, and I was really happy. I was just like, I promised a shout out. Here it is, not only to Edward actually, but to everyone who has written reviews of my books. I'm deeply grateful and thankful. Last week, I actually saw that Set It and Forget It was like ranked number 16 in the sleep disorders section on Amazon. And I've never seen that before. It gets so high on that ranking. And when I actually took a closer look, every single book that was ranked higher on that list was published by a traditional publisher. So Set It and Forget It actually often is the highest ranked self-published book on Amazon, and that is thanks to you in the community here. So deeply thankful for that. So with this said, let's jump into today's topic. So we're going to look at the answer, which, as you already probably know, is actually a question, but I think it'll be really helpful. Number two, I will expand on that, why I think it will help you. And number three, okay, what is the practical takeaway from all of this? So let's start at the very top and look at the answer. So again, this path can be quite confusing because naturally, we have a lot of questions. How long should my sleep window be? What should I do if I feel exhausted? How do you meet this and that? And it can be difficult to find the right answer. So this is why I really wanted to simplify things. And I'm gonna share this right away. So when you have all these questions, there's something that you can do to really simplify things in a helpful way. So the answer to virtually all your insomnia questions is, why am I asking this question? And it can sound like, well, how's this going to help you? But I think this is really helpful to you can answer virtually every insomnia question by posing this question: why am I asking this question? And this is why I call it the mirror method, because we're sort of, instead of looking for a specific answer, we're kind of turning things around and looking, inwards at ourselves. Like, why am I asking this question? Now, before we look at the answer that will yield, just a quick note on why do I say virtually every insomnia question? Well, I think that when you're new to these teachings and you just discovered meaningful education, it actually helps to look for look for answers such as why do I wake up so often, knowing that all humans wake up often, for example. That is the helpful answer, right? But when you're a little bit further down the road and you have kind of financial education, the foundational knowledge, then it can really help to ask ourselves, like, why am I asking this question? And what will really yield that when we're honestly asking ourselves, like, why am I asking these questions? That will yield the answer: because I'm scared, because I'm frazzled, and I'm looking for something that will like reassure me, And so really, again, when you find yourself having a ton of questions, it can really help to ask yourself, why I'm asking this question. And I call this the mirror method again. And now let's go to number two here. Why this will help? It can seem so flimsy and like fuzzy and like, okay, how is that even going to be helpful to me? Well, I put down three things. Firstly, A here is that you're now at the level that matters. In other words, when somebody thinks, oh yeah, all this insomnia struggle I have, it's just because I'm low on some vitamin level. I just have to figure out which one and then supplement that, and then I'll be fine. No medical advice here, but the way I see it, insomnia really is like an inner struggle that comes from fear. And when we're not really at that level, even we're at this like superficial level where we're trying to find this one thing that will fix it, then we're just going to be like, spinning around, So when we do this like ask ourselves, why I'm asking this question, and we see like, it's because I'm scared. And we realize not only that, but the whole struggle is because I'm scared. Now we're at the level that matters. Now we're at the kind of root level, and we're seeing things clearly. Not only clearly, here's a second reason why I think this is helpful. You're seeing things with honesty. It's very much tied to A, but still, like, I want to point this out, that asking this question, why am I asking this question, and answering because I'm scared, you're now at an honest level. You're seeing that you're scared, and that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage and to deploy this honesty, and that's so helpful. Because when we're sensing this, that, oh, the struggle is because I'm scared, because I'm anxious, and we go like, oh, that's unacceptable. Let me try to find another reason. We're again not at a level that matters, and so honesty is so helpful, and it takes a lot of courage. So that puts us at a helpful level. And see here, you won't be entering rabbit holes when you're willing to see where everything comes from. These rabbit holes are often like, oh, I'm going to try this gadget. Oh, I'm going to try this, the supplement. Oh, I'm going to try these minerals. Oh, I'm going to do these, which just leads to more and more struggle, because again, we're not seeing things clearly. So I think these are some reasons why the mirror method can really, really help you. But you may still wonder, okay, so but what's the practical outcome? What should I do with this information, right? If I've, done what you say, Daniel, and I've been courageous, and I've been willing to look inside, and I find that I'm scared, I'm really, really scared. What do I do with that? Well, I think, again, trying to be practical here, you can ask yourself, what am I scared of, right? And you'll probably find that when you ask yourself, what am I really scared of? It'll be something like, that I'm going to lose the ability to sleep, that I'm going to go crazy, psychotic, that I'm going to have an awful next day, that I'm going to be just completely anxious, exhausted, not functional, et cetera, et cetera. And what we can then see is that what you're scared of, and I listed a few here, is actually not what bothers you the most. Those are kind of hypotheticals, but it's the fear that it will happen, or that it will happen again. You may be scared that, oh my gosh, I will have another sleepless night. Oh, I'm so scared that tomorrow will be like this and that. It is actually not the hypothetical thing that is bothering us in this moment. It's the fear that it will happen, or the fear that it will happen again. In other words, at the root of all this, at the root of insomnia, is actually a fear of fear. What's bothering us is the fear, and often we're scared of feeling, the effects of fear. Which everything can really be traced back to that, like the exhaustion, the fatigue, the wakefulness at night. All of that are products of fear, and so what we're scared of really is the fear of fear. And when we see this, we can also see that all our inner struggles, not only insomnia, but really all inner struggles, they do fade when we're no longer reinforcing the fear by attempting to escape it. So when we're scared and we try to do something to not feel scared in that moment, what we're basically doing is training the brain to think that fear is a threat. Fear is something that shouldn't be happening. Fear is something we need to escape, which makes it even more scary. So the fear of fear grows by our attempts to escape it. And that then leads us to my final slide here, which is the courage and kindness one. So what do we do in this situation? Well, we can deploy courage. And by courage in this context, I mean trying to see if we have a willingness to experience fear, no matter how unpleasant it is, without trying to escape it. And that takes a lot of courage, but it can be so helpful. So deploying courage is helpful, but also kindness, because we're human. At some point, that fear is going to be so unpleasant that we're going to want to escape it, try to escape it, and then we can just deploy kindness at that moment. Because if we're hard on ourselves for it, then that creates that's kind of another rabbit hole. But when we're kind to ourselves, say, yeah, I was scared that time and I tried to escape it, that's just human. Courage and kindness, really, really helpful. So I will conclude there. Let me know if it was confusing or if it was clear, if it was helpful in the comment section. And if you're finding that you are on your path to where you want to be, that is wonderful. Share that as well. But if you're finding things are difficult for you, if you feel alone, isolated, you're scared, frazzled, you don't really know what to do, then please head over to our website, thesleepcoachschool.com, And if you want to book a call with one of us coaches to really talk about your situation, that's available. If you want to join a supportive, like a collective effort, a group where everybody helps each other and supports each other, check out our Insomnia Immunity program. If you would like one-on-one coaching that is text-based, then check out BedTyme. But all of this is on our website, thesleepcoachschool.com, and we look forward to helping you. And if you decide to join, to see you on the other side. With that said, I'll conclude today. And oh yeah, I almost forgot to say that this week I won't do shorts. I will only have a one success story video, no more content, because I have to work on onboarding for the immunity program and some other things that really needs to for me to look over. But I think next week will be probably regular programming. But yeah, that's all for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks again to Edward and everyone else who's been so helpful in reviewing the books. It means the world. But yeah, we'll conclude there. Bye for now.